Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is January 1st, so happy 2024, happy new year. I have been seeing this circulate around YouTube for a while, and that's 24 books in 2024. This is kind of like my physical TBR, the 24 books that I personally want to read in the new year, and I have my 24 books right here. Some of them I am counting as series. Like Throne of Glass is 8 books in a series. I'm not counting the full 8 books because that takes up a lot of space. And then some books I am for sure counting as series because I know I'm going to read it in a row, if that makes sense. So we're just going to get right on into it. I'm going to start with fantasy because I have less options. So the first book that I'm going to be reading in 2024 is the Throne of Glass series. I only counted the Assassin's Blade, which is the novellas. There's 5 different novellas in this book, and a lot of people suggest to read it either before Throne of Glass or to mix it in. It's like the romantic version. I don't know. I personally have just seen more people talk about reading it before Throne of Glass because otherwise there can be some things that are spoiled for you in this book. And that's just how I'm going to read it. So I'm only counting this book for my 24 because I don't want to grab all 8 books and I don't want to count all 8 towards my 24. So this is the first book that I'm going to be reading in 2024. And then we have Heartless by Marissa Meyer. This is Queen of Hearts retelling, I believe. I've heard a decent amount of good things about this. I also have some other Marissa Meyer books. I have Renegades and Arch Enemies. So I want to see what her writing style is like, so I want to dive into this first. And it's also not a fantasy series, so this will be just an easy book to get through and I don't have to worry about reading a series. And then another fantasy book I have is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. This is going to be a trilogy and the second one comes out next year, but I don't remember when. I just heard such amazing things about this and I want to read it before the second one comes out. I know a lot of booktubers have been raving about this book and I really want to read it. So those are the 3 fantasy options I have. I'm going to do my sports romances. I have The Fake Out by Stephanie Archer. This is the second book in the Vancouver Storm series. The first one is Behind the Net. I have talked about that book so many times in all my videos. So I am really excited to read this. I just have not had a chance to get to it. I absolutely love Stephanie Archer and I really enjoy Behind the Net especially, so I'm really excited to read this. 2 other hockey romances that I have Icebreaker and Wildfire. I can't remember what the series is called, but I feel like everyone has seen these books circulate booktube and bookstagram, and I have had Icebreaker for the longest time. I just have not had the chance to get to it, so 2024 is the year I'm getting to it. The third one also comes out this year as well, so if I can get these 2 done and then I can grab the third one and read that one too. Then I have another hockey romance. This is From Lukov with Love by Mariana Zapata. I have heard a lot about Mariana Zapata. Mariana Zapata. Am I saying that right? I think majority of her books are on Kindle Unlimited because this is pretty thick for a romance. And I know she writes a lot of slow burns and I heard that this is a lot of people's favorites, so that's why I grabbed this one. But it's just a hockey romance. She has a lot of other books, but I just know that she writes a lot of slow burn romances. But this one I want to get to. Hopefully I'll feel like reading a lot of sports romances this year because I have a lot of them. And then I have The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams. I want to read this before the rule book comes out because this book has the characters from the rule book in here. So I need to read this one before the rule book comes out. And I pre-ordered the rule book and it's a signed edition. And I absolutely love Sarah Adams. She's like one of my favorites. But this one I can definitely get to and then be excited for the rule book. The last sports romance I have is Mile High by Liz Tomford. This is also a hockey romance, I think. Yeah, so it's a hockey romance and she is the flight attendant. I've heard some mixed reviews about this book, but I've heard the series is amazing. And I also love these covers. She's getting new covers made, so I wanted to order these. I have the first 3. So it's Mile High, The Right Move, and Caught Up. And then there's going to be a 4th one this year. They're all sports romances. I think just like baseball and basketball are the other 2. So I want to at least start the series, if not finish it before the 4th one comes out. And then we just have some random standalone books. I have Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. This is her YA debut, and I've heard some good things, mostly good, some bad things. I've heard that it's not really YA, but that doesn't really bug me. But I have heard that a lot of people really loved it, and I love Ali Hazelwood, so I feel like I'm going to really enjoy it. But just to warn you, I have heard that it is not really YA with what they talk about in the book. So there's a warning. And then I have Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. This book was popular a couple of years ago, I think it was. And I've had it for like pretty much that long. I don't know why I've been putting this off, but I've heard it's really good. A lot of people love it. People said it's super sad too, so maybe that's why I've been putting it off. I really want to read this as well. I've just been putting it off, so I need to just pick it up, get to it, and then I can see what everyone has been talking about. And then I have either the start of series or series that I need to finish. So I'm gonna do the one that I need to continue, which is In Your Dreams, Holden Rhodes by Stephanie Archer. This is part of the Queen's Cove series. This is the 3rd book. There's 4 total. I read the first 2 this past, I guess last year technically, but I love them. I gave them both 4 stars. This one, it follows another Rhodes brother, so this one follows Holden. I think this is, it says it's Grumpy Sunshine, Friends with Benefits, Small Town Romantic Comedy. And it can be read as a standalone, it says, but it is book 3 in the series. So you can read it as a standalone, but I suggest reading it in a row because you do see the characters from the other books and their relationship progresses in each book, if that makes sense. And then I have 3 series that I want to start this year. The first one is Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. I think I've had this on my TBR for probably like 3 or 4 months this year. I have every single book in the series, but I don't know why I've just been putting it off. I think because it's so hyped up and everyone loves it, that I'm afraid to read it because I don't want to hate it if everyone loves it. But this one I definitely need to get to. This is one series that I need to start this year. I have Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. This book is, it's not really a series, but it is tied to her newest release, which is Yours Truly. And I think we see some of the same characters. They're in the same universe. So they are connected, but you can read it as a standalone. Abby Jimenez, I have just heard amazing things about her. A lot of people love her and rave about her books. And I found out she's from Minnesota. She lives in Minnesota, which I do too. So that makes me even more excited to read a book from her. So this is the first one I'm going to read. And then I'm excited for her new release, which is, I think it's called Just for the Summer. And it takes place in Minnesota. So that one I'm for sure reading as soon as it comes out. So I want to read this one and then also Yours Truly, but I'm only counting this one in the 24. And then I have kind of a controversial series, but it's Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. This one, I heard it's like Gossip Girl, but it takes place in the UK. And I love Gossip Girl so much. It's like one of my favorite shows. So it makes me even more excited to read this. And I heard you just have to go into it not thinking about the romance, but just for like pure entertainment, because we all know if you've watched Gossip Girl, there's a lot of toxic things that take place in it and the romances are a little iffy, and that's how I heard this is as well. I for sure want to read the first one this year, but I'm probably gonna read hopefully the whole series. The last Magnolia Parks book comes out in February and I have that one pre-ordered, so I want to try to read the series this year, but I'm a little nervous because I know you either love it or you hate it, but I have a good feeling if I love Gossip Girl, then I feel like I'm gonna probably love this. And then we have 2 full series that I want to get to. The first one is the Dirty Air series by Lauren Asher. So the first one is Throttled. The second one is Collided. Third one is Wrecked, and then the last one is Redeemed. So these are all F1 drivers, I think. These are sports romances as well. I still have to read a Lauren Asher book. I'm planning on starting The Fine Print soon. This is another series that I have just not had time to get to. I just have a lot on my TBR, but this is one series that I definitely want to get to. I am really excited to read a Lauren Asher book because she's another well-loved author. And the last books that I want to get to this year is the Chestnut Spring series, Flawless, Heartless, Powerless, Reckless, and then the last one is Hopeless. So these are all cowboy small town romances. I've read her other cowboy small town romance, which was the Gold Rush Ranch series. It took me like a couple weeks to read all 4, so I absolutely love them. And I heard amazing things. I don't think I've heard any bad things about this series. So I'm really excited to read those as well. Those are all 24 books that I want to get to in 2024. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys had an amazing 2023. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and subscribe if you are not already. And stay tuned for more videos. I definitely want to post more in 2024. So that's going to be a personal goal of mine, as well as getting all of these books done. So let me know what is on your 2024 TBR. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.